short-term budget to be expended in 6 months. So
say, no, I know how much was there and it does not correspond with. Will his objection be admitted?
No, if Fubara says, look, I left 10 billion, and the administrator says, look, I met an empty purse, I would do and rather for if I'm saying is 23, talk about the names of all of those. This side of the banks to print at the state of account. So I know a lot of readers that it left. A lot of money, sure, they also, it will be part of the deliberation by the reconciliation committee to say, look, the administrator is proposing to spend that are being owed, right? How much is Rivers State government to pay to service whatever contract or obligation is programs? That's what the analysis of analysis.
And that's why part of this conversation there are many questions for me today, but I can't place off this. The solar operator announced the improvement hand up that is called 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 06 416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Samorako, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Go ahead.
I intensively to what was posited there. It's a sad situation we find ourselves that someone is administering for our state. But how be it? It's a doctrine for necessity, not doctrine of necessity, rather, that will have such a situation in Rivers State. Going forward, I don't think that there's any cause for alarm in terms of accountability because documents were handed over by the governor to the sole administrator. We saw it online. So I think that the sole administrator will know how much is in the cost and who Rivers is owing. Then again, falling back to the National Assembly, we have eminent and prominent sons from Rivers State in the National Assembly that I believe will have the interest of the state at heart and will always protect the interest of Rivers State in terms of what is being expended. So I think that there's no cause to alarm. We want Rivers to return back to democratic rule, but all stakeholders must come and put the interest of the state first so that we can have peace and normalcy return. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Please turn off your radio.
Calling from abroad. My name is Gospel.
Okay, you'd have to speak up.
I'm calling from abroad. My name is...
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
You know, without calling too much names, this is a laid down plan from the presidency and the FCT minister. Because we did not see anything that Fubara did that all these things are happening. Thank you.
Okay. So we are analyzing the economic. You're speaking to the political. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name?
Yes. Emeka.
Go ahead, Emma.
Start from when your guest said and you want to get that information, you can for another of mandamus that will and you want to get that information, you for another of mandamus that will order him to produce the information. So that aspect, let it rest. Whoever that wants the information can follow these procedures.
Okay.
Now, on the other one, what is the economic effect?
So hold on.
What it means is
hello, can you hear me?
For businesses, they will... Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
One of the things that happened in a state of emergency is the suspension of a constitution. So if that's the case, do you think that the FOI could work? Or if that's the case, do you think that the FOI could work at this time?
Entirety of the constitution. When a military takes over, they suspend the entirety of the constitution. Not suspend the entirety.
You've not got the point.
Then for the economic aspect of
it. Okay. Go ahead.
Even in tax, for now, there are tax. I tell you, for persons who will go at local government level, for persons who will go to do all these building stuff, if you don't go, these boys that normally harass them all in the name of tax fraud, nobody can harass you now. Even on the other day, I got on the media that some persons who went to meet motorcycle persons to take money from them, they were chased. And not for them because within the period, you know that the pursuit for taxation will be a bit relaxed until a democratic government comes, and then we will rely that It is through taxation that we get money to do work for the people.
Okay. Well, my guest has a few things to say, but before he does, I completely disagree.
Because I'm sure
there's no way.
Let the last caller not mislead people. For example, if you are to build a house in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State today, anywhere in Rivers State, there must be an approved building plan.
That's right.
So are you going to say that because we have an administrator in the state, you will not go to Ministry of Urban Development for your building to be approved? You will not go to the local government for your building to be approved? I'm sure the last caller knows that the local government is still functioning. All the ministries are still functioning. All the ministries have permanent secretaries or the most heading from the appropriate authority to get your approved building plan, because talk about buildings, and all of the rest. And it says, look, because of the state of emergency, people will be paying taxes. I think it needs to be careful so let's take number one, one of the major contributors to internally generated revenue. One of the main contributors to IGR in any state is pay as you earn tax, right? If you work for many organizations, your CEO has been job last. So if you work in an organization, before your organization pays you at the end of every month, certainly in Rivers State, you will not file your returns from the taxes you have collected for workers. It needs to be careful not to mislead people.
Yes, indeed.
Things you still have to go on. If there are things, the offices have not been scrapped, the offices are still functioning. So let him not mislead people and say, okay, things are on the old. You can just stroll in and stroll out of free fast state, or in terms of business and address. No, I don't think that's true. If he's talking about maybe keke riders or motorcycle riders being harassed, these are revenues. I think that if you this agency was declared, I don't know. Look, the owns right to revenue. I think there was this that revenue is not being scrapped. Still became there.
Yes,
somebody, I don't even know that shark solid.
And that he brought up, because that was what I mentioned in comments in River State. Wonderful time. I think in
not maybe best of the times. Maybe for the just meaning for the I work law area of areas of business opportunities. In kind of business.
Right.
You want people and want to enjoy the business environment. Because the investor needs certainty today. It is the same as in River State. How long with the state of the last defense declared emergency for 6 months? We do not know that it was their amendment, the state emergency, the president said, look, the president should call the defense, they can resolve the sure the spirit solution right there looking less than steady. So invest saying made the best for someone who needs a take confirmation of the rest, take investment decision. So you could say, look, this certainty in Rivers can be extending and next to more of political decisions away off one, and the investments gonna the implement is so going to suffer. Setting trading the largest GD in West Africa, Lagos and a lot of states in come and take a foothold, at the Eco-Atlantic City. The United States Embassy is already at the Eco-Atlantic City. Dangote has been lobbied tremendously to take his headquarters to Eco-Atlantic City. But just look at the major organizations. If the next destination, all of Africa, there's no other facility that can compare to Eco-Atlantic City in all of the 15 states of West Africa. Then you add it to the Central Africa, probably even take it to East Africa and remove Ethiopia, that has the headquarters of Africa Union. Yeah, then you understand why Lagos is in business, and whatever that is happening in Rivers State, Lagos, they could as well take advantage of this and say, look, let's lobby some of these multinationals. Renaissance are just taking over the assets of Shell, SPDC. Okay. And the promoters of Renaissance already. Lagos State is trying to lobby them to take Renaissance, the headquarters, to Eco-Atlantic City. So look at Ajip has been bought over by Oando. Oando already has his headquarters in Lagos. So what stops Lagos State government from lobbying them to take their oil drilling operations headquarters, to Lagos? So you understand, and if you check very well,
that's more taxes for Lagos.
Yeah, if you check, the largest contributor to Lagos State's internally generated revenue is pay as you earn tax. Out of all of the money Lagos State government makes every month, pay contributes almost about 51 to 52%. And you know what pay means? Taxes that are collected from workers. So it shows you the volume of workers who pay taxes in Lagos. So just imagine some major organizations shifting some of their, and pay is progressive. The more you earn, the more you pay. Yeah. So if you move major people who pay a certain huge volumes of money as taxes every month from their salary, what if we move them to Lagos and say, look, we are not sure what is happening in Rivers State? That's why we need to quickly put a hold on this and ensure that we bring back civil governance back to bring back civil governance, to River State and ensure that things begin to thrive
as quickly as possible. I have 3 minutes on the clock. The question on social media is, what impact will this have on the economic climate? And Comrade Lucky says a negative impact. Prince Hardy on Facebook says, welcome development for me. The state must move forward. The sole administrator will bring his wealth of experience to the betterment of River State. Ikechukwu Wanodi says, Wahala. And Nkia Godwin simply says, negative impact killing the economic growth of the state. Pi Festus, I think the development is going to have a negative implication on the expenditure of the state because it will leave state procurement backward in the scheme of things going forward. I'm a blessed since the office of the sole administrator is not established by law. All actions and decisions made by him will be considered legally null and void. It's a matter of time. Are you sure? Are you certain? The National Assembly, those we call lawmakers, have endorsed this move. I'm really sad for my dear state. The treasury is in danger. This is a message on WhatsApp for all. All the goals and aspirations of the economic summit are now in limbo. Yes, the Rivers Economic Summit, that's true. We had that.
Yeah, I think sometime last year.
Last year. Oh my. If only the suspended governor was foresighted enough, he would have opted for right? Obvious had economy.
He's just around the corner,
okay,
whispering.
So we call on the Commissioner of Police to investigate Mr. Ige. He might have assets in Lagos. You never can tell. We are down to final
as possible resolve what have been the contending issues so that Mr. President can call off this state of emergency. For me, in the first 3 months, the state of emergency should be called off. The committee made up of eminent Nigerians that can appeal to the combatant. Let them come to the table, agree and disagree, then finally come to a resolution, then call off the state of emergency in 3 months.
Okay, thank you very much. We wrap up conversations here. Coming up at 5, we'll be talking about the establishment of some commissions. Stay with us.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
For property business.
Looking to build a beautiful future and secure a great retirement plan? Invest